Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 6th. This week, Leo, we are just going to jump right in here. We're going to take a look at your current general... We are going to take a look at your current general energies in this first row. Are you kidding me? I like that. We are going to take a look at anything... We're going to take a look at how to get the most out of your week in this second row. And then we're going to take a look at anything unexpected or any additional details that the universe wants us to know at this time. You are clearly awakening at this time, or waken the lion. Damn, Leo, I like that card for sure. But let's see what is going on for you. Two aces, which is really nice. To me, two aces is a definite yes to any question that I haven't answered. So, or that I don't answer in this reading. So, yes, Leo. It's also very good for a new beginning as well. But let's see here, Leo, what is going on for you? You start off with the Waking the Lion card, so clearly I feel like you are waking up at this time or awakening something. I wasn't going to pull this card, but I wanted this one right here. We'll do both. Why not? You have the Power of Purpose. I really wanted to see what this card was, and so I feel for those of you, pretty much everyone, this week has had some sort of message about staying super focused or being focused. So I feel like focus is kind of an answer this week. You also have this Purity card. So that must have meant to, maybe it was meant to come out. But I feel like keeping things pure. I also feel like avoiding toxic things would be a good idea for you at this time as well. You do have the Tower here, the Three of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. One thing I will say about the Tower is it can just simply represent something needing to come down to earth. These people are jumping out because they know that something needs to be brought down to earth. Something needs to be grounded in reality, right? It can't just be this pipe dream that exists up in the sky because there's no structure to this up here. It's falling apart, right? So I kind of get that feeling for you here, Leo. And again, the Tower is not meant to be a bad card. Everybody always leaves me comments about how bad the Tower is. I'm like, okay, well, that's not the point of tarot. I don't know where this toxic understanding of the tarot has come from. I really don't. I don't get it. But again, the Tower, is part of the Fool's journey, is like part of the experience that we all experience, multiple Tower moments in life. Without Tower moments, we wouldn't learn, and life would be pretty boring as well. So that's what I'll say there. But we have the Three of Pentacles, and boom, here we go. Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work, but there's a fire triangle at the top. There's a water triangle right here at the bottom. The water triangle represents something that exists up in the sky, that exists in our imagination, something that we maybe feel inspired to do with the Ace of Swords, but it needs to be brought down to earth. This guy here, he's standing on that bench. He needs to ground something in reality. So it's a really good card, but it does represent needing to bring something down to earth. Same thing, and that was like the first thing that popped into my head with the Tower, is that something needs to be kind of brought down to earth here. And also the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is like being inspired, feeling inspired. It's a card of strength as well. It's like the card of fortitude. And I feel for some of you, it's like you're strong enough to accomplish something. You're strong enough to make something a reality, but kind of like the getting everything to fall into place is what I feel like you're doing here, or trying to do here, Leo. You have the Four of Pentacles wanting to pop out there, but let's see where this goes for you here, Leo. I'm at Butterfingers today, just a warning, Leo. I'm total Butterfingers at the moment, but with the Tower, you have the Five of Wands here, conflicted. I feel like it's time to worry about yourself. I wouldn't worry. Let's, get that out of the way. But I feel like it's time for you to be a little bit selfish. You have the Five of Swords here. The Five of Swords can be a card of selfishness, but it can actually be a good card of selfishness. It can say it is time for you to focus on yourself and not worry about other people. So if you're carrying other people's responsibilities, Ten of Wands here, it's like that is keeping you stuck. Eight of Swords. I feel like it's time for you to be selfish here, Leo, with this energy. And I feel like it's time for you to kind of, start focusing on what you want and living your own life. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Wands. There you go. I feel like it's time to ground something in reality. It's like you're almost at the end. Ten of Wands to me is a card of exhaustion, but it's like he is about to reach this village that exists over here. He is almost at the end of his journey. So I feel like you have been working on building something up for a very long period of time. Could be your business or career. And it's like you're finally getting to this place, like something that you have been working towards for a very long period of time. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Death card. It's just going to be a change. The Death card just reminds us that, exactly like I was saying, it's like we kind of go through these death and rebirth cycles in life where, the Tower is always happening. We are always going through transitions. That's the whole point of living, basically. So, I feel like that's what this is kind of talking about here, this Death card. What's popping into my head as well, I said this to someone earlier this week. I can't remember who it was, but there is a child. The child is not afraid of the Death Rider on the Death card. They are actually offering the Death Rider some flowers. And it kind of represents the fact that children are not afraid of change. Children pretty much aren't afraid of anything for the most part. Children do crazy ass stuff. I remember when I was a kid, I was like climbing to the top of swing sets and just jumping off because I thought it was fun, right? Doing stupid stuff. Probably could have broken a leg. But kids don't really care. The good thing about this childlike, energy is that they don't know that certain things can't be done, so they can accomplish great things as well. I always tell stories of like in business, for example. It's like I've always worked with some people, and I've noticed some people, they almost have that ignorance, right? They say ignorance is bliss. Maybe they're not aware that there are certain restrictions in business, or that there are certain things that happen that can't be done, and those people always accomplish something impossible, or that is seen as impossible. It's because they don't allow things to prevent them from being successful. I talk about I come from the marketing world as well. And I used to see people who are brand spanking new, accomplish a lot very, very quickly. And, I think it's because they didn't know. They didn't have all these rules holding them back. I always would see, always be people that have been around for a very long period of time that would be coming to me for help, that would have a hard time progressing in their business. And I think it's because they knew too much, right? And so sometimes I do think ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is a good thing sometimes, because it's we're not allowing things to hold us back. I kind of get that energy here on the Death card. So, don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to approach the world like a child, is what I feel like that is saying. Next, for how you can get the most out of this week, you have the Power card. So I feel like you have the power here, Leo, to kind of move mountains. It's interesting that those lightning bolts are kind of above the mountains. On the Ace of Swords, the sword is above the mountains, and it kind of says you are above your difficulties and challenges. You have the Ten of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Ace of Cups here. I feel like you need to keep moving forward here, for sure, with that Ten of Wands. The Five of Swords, I feel like it's saying be selfish. I'm not getting any other meanings off of that Five of Swords other than I feel like you need to focus on yourself. And even the Ace of Cups is kind of like a card of self-fulfillment. So I do feel it would be a very good week for you to do something to nurture yourself. You have the Empress here. I feel like it would be a good week for you to do something nice for yourself, to take care of yourself. All those things would be good for you here, Leo. But let's clarify this right away and see what is going on. And, what did I just say? Take care of yourself, nurture yourself, do things that you want to do. A lot of death and rebirth stuff going on in your reading here. The Death card, Ace of Swords, Tower, the Ibis right back here on the star represents death and rebirth. So I feel like for some of you, it would be a good time for that. For sure. Feel anything you can do to kind of fulfill yourself would be a good idea. With the Five of Swords, you have the Seven of Swords. Again, no need to do things on your own. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but Seven of Swords is also a card of learning how to accomplish something. So I feel like for some of you, you could be doing a lot of learning with this Five of Swords. I feel like you need to kind of also not be a lone wolf. Five of Swords is doing things on your own. So again, I feel like getting the help of other people would be a good idea with this Five of Swords. And with the Ace of Cups, you have the Ace of Swords, another repeating card here. So 2 aces, love it. And definitely good news or victory coming in for you here with this energy is what I would say to you. I feel like you need to not take things too seriously. The Seven of Swords, he has the polka dots on his shirt. And I always say polka dots in the tarot, and which we see polka dots also on the Three of Pentacles as well. Polka dots in the tarot represent needing to not take things too seriously. So I feel that for some of you with this card. We also go to the Eight of Swords here, Leo. The Eight of Swords can represent the fact that, basically we are not one-dimensional. She could be just allowing one thing to hold her back from being successful in some area of her life, basically. It's like, I'll just tell you a story, right, Leo? If you don't know, I'm short, right? I'm like 5'5". I know, shocker, right? Some people think I'm 6 foot tall. I'm like, great. I always tell people I'm approaching 6 feet, right? But it's like I have other short friends that have always had problems like dating, for example, and they blame it on being short. I don't want to brag here, basically, Leo, but I've never had a problem meeting people. And it's like I think sometimes Eight of Swords, we can allow one thing to hold us back. It's like, are there people who won't date short people? Yeah, absolutely, of course. But, does that mean that everybody won't? No. So I feel like for some of you, I don't know why that popped into my head. I really don't. But, the point is like you could be worrying about one thing that is holding you back. You could be worrying about one thing that is preventing you from being successful, but it's just one part of you. It doesn't make up the whole 3D, 5D, 6D picture of what you are as a person, right? So I kind of feel that here with the Seven of Swords. I feel like you need to realize that it's like some situations that you're dealing with are not static. I always look at the Eight of Swords as like, the best way I could describe it is it's like you're standing up against a wall, right? But it's right against your face, and it's only this big. If you're you don't realize that all you have to do is step right or step left, and you'll easily be able to get around the issue. I feel like for some of you, the Eight of Swords is saying you need to step around the wall. You are too close to a problem. You are too close to an issue here with that Eight of Swords. So, that's what I'll say there. Next, you have the Shared Inspiration card. This is coming up in the area of the unexpected. It says, throw yourself into a new project. Be willing to let go of time constraints and rules and really be aware of whatever fulfills your heart. So I feel like you need to do things that make you happy, basically, is what this card is saying. You have the Eight of Swords, the King of Cups, the Empress, and the Page of Cups. Number one, I feel for some of you, there could be like surprise love coming in for you here. Someone finds you attractive. This Page of Cups is like offering their cup here to the Empress. Doesn't matter what gender you are here, Leo. I feel like you are kind of the Empress energy at this time. So that could be surprising. Could be a water sign here. Could be you have Scorpio showing up here. Could be any sign. This is just a general reading. But I do feel like there could be love or a love offer coming in for you here, Leo. So that would be nice. I also feel, and it could be surprising. So I do feel like it's surprising. I also feel that there could be like a lot of abundance coming in for you based off of something that you have been like hoping you would have a harvest. Feels like a little bit of your imagination with the Page of Cups. It's like sometimes I think we can, come up with these goals to, grow in business or to make more money in business or whatever. And it's like we keep, building it up in our heads. Whenever I get a combination like this, plus the Eight of Swords, to me, it can represent like thinking like, oh, this will be the year that I make $1 million. This will be the year that I'm successful in business. This will be the year that I get the raise or the promotion. And then it doesn't happen. So the Page of Cups, it feels like a little bit of a dream, but I feel like what could be unexpected is that it's like you finally accomplish something. You are waking the lion here, Leo. With that Waking the Lion card. So, damn, Leo, I like this. I feel like this is going in the right direction. So, let's clarify this last row here, Leo, and let's see. You have the Eight of Swords, and you have the Nine of Cups, so I feel like you just need to make a wish at this time. I also feel with that Eight of Swords, in the Nine of Cups can be comfortable doing one thing. The Eight of Swords says, do not get comfortable doing things one way, right? So I feel for some of you, it's like there is a need for you to continue to evolve. There is a need for you to realize that there isn't only one way of doing things in life. There are multiple ways of doing things in life. It's like this channel. I'm always trying to come up with new ways of doing things. I'm always trying to come up with new ways of, new spreads and things like that. Why? Because it's like if we stay stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again, it's going to get boring. So I feel like this is saying, in your life in general, there are multiple ways of doing things. With the King of Cups here, you have the Eight of Pentacles. I would work very hard at controlling your emotional state. I just look at the astrology. I mean, to me, I can see in the astrology how our emotional state is going to affect our reality on a very deep level. So I would keep it positive with this energy for sure. With the Empress and the Page of Cups, you have the Four of Cups here. This is like so unreal. It's almost like you you ignore it. I would say don't ignore things or don't ignore any offers that seem maybe too good to be true. I don't think this is going to seem too good to be true, but it's like sometimes I think we can be without something like love for a very long period of time. When it comes along, we ignore it because we're like, oh, what the hell is this? That's not real, right? So I kind of feel that for some of you, there could be something like so unreal that is coming in for you that it's almost like you miss it. I almost feel this is saying kind of like pay attention as well. I feel like having a clear purpose, like this Power Purpose card, would be kind of like a good place to start this week. So if we are like clear on our purpose, if an offer comes along and it's in alignment with our purpose, if we know what our purpose is, then we won't miss it, right? I hope that makes sense, because that feels a little jumbled in my head here, Leo. But what I would say to you is I feel for some of you, it's like there could be like an offer coming in work or business that seems a little too good to be true. Not really too good to be true, just seems unreal because it's like finally, I've been waiting for this for a long time. I feel like that's what you're saying. And so I feel like you need to kind of grab onto it with that Page of Cups. I would also say, again, kind of realizing that there are multiple different ways of doing things, realizing that you are not just one-dimensional, like I said, that you are like three-dimensional. I feel like in five-dimensional, six-dimensional, I don't know, we're probably really like more than that, right? I feel like realizing that would be very beneficial with that Eight of Swords and Nine of Cups and all those other things, right? Realizing that there's more inside of you, just having the realization, I feel like is enough. So I hope that makes sense. Looks like a pretty good reading. I feel like you're waking up. I feel like you're kind of waking up to your true self here with that Waking the Lion card, but looks pretty good. So thank you for being here, Leo. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.